Hey guys, what's up? It's Brian Orr, aka DJ Twist, and you are listening to the Twist Life podcast. Today, we are bringing you a special episode. We just released Jackie McMahon's episode just a few days ago, and we've gotten a ton of feedback and requests and certain questions about recipes and different things. So we invited Jackie to come back on, and she is joining us today. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, just trying to stay corona free, and that's about it.
God bless. God bless us all. Same.
Right. So Jackie, your episode aired just a couple of days ago. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
Oh my God. Probably like 12 times. Yeah.
Oh, so are you skewing my download numbers?
No, I'm just kidding.
Let's pick your brain a little bit and let's talk to people who are stuck at home with their pantry full of stuff, or they bought too many beans because they thought that the world was ending, or what. So tell me, people, first of all, support small business. Order out when you can, if you can afford it, because everybody needs help in getting through this. So if you can afford it, support your local restaurants or catering companies and that thing.
Yes, definitely.
Beyond that, we are eating at home and cooking at home. And there's a lot of people who are not only just new to working from home, new to homeschool parenting, but a lot of people are new to cooking at home.
Absolutely.
Okay. So for this bonus episode, what I've done is I've had feedback from people from your other episode, and I fielded questions on the website that are directed directly at you. So instead of like our rapid fire and a whole other thing, I'm just going to ask you these questions from our listeners to Jackie. Are you good with that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So John from Brooklyn asked, what are the best fruits and vegetables to buy that have long shelf lives that aren't going to like spoil tomorrow when you get home?
Okay. So you definitely want something that's encased in skin, if that makes sense. So strawberries are the worst. They're porous. Mold sits in the pores. That's why they mold so quickly. Or what you can also do when you get these fresh vegetables, you got to wash them. You do it in a baking soda water bath. You add your vegetables, and if you add white vinegar to it, it's going to make this really fun. It's almost like you're in chemistry. It's going to bubble up. It's going to take all the mold spores and everything out of the fruit for you, which will give you longevity, but you have to make sure you dry them very good before you put them away. That'll help sustain the shelf life on your vegetables. But like I said, anything with a skin, like an orange, a passion fruit, pineapple, cantaloupe, things like that, those are going to be your best friends in a time like this to have longevity.
What about vegetables?
Vegetables, the same thing. Cherry tomatoes have an amazing shelf life as opposed to a Roma or a beefsteak. So if you want tomatoes, stick with your cherry and your grape tomatoes because of longevity. Avocados, you can keep them a little bit longer, but you have to keep them in the fridge if you want to keep them longer. All your vegetables primarily should be in the fridge. Even your onions, to be honest with you, you get more length out of them, keeping them refrigerated and packaged nicely. The more air that's in a package, the more it's going to start to mold it, age it, just, make it get yucky.
Oh, the word mold just skeeves me out, man.
Mold spores. How you like those ones?
Oh my God. Okay. So one of the things you said in there actually leads me to my next question, which is from Deb, who asked, can you give me instructions on how to meal prep for something to freeze for the week, but no tomatoes?
Okay, so I'm not a chicken eater. I don't like to eat chicken, but I would highly recommend chicken for something that you're going to cook and then refreeze. You could also do that with salmon, but that would be the only fish I would suggest you ever do that with, cook and then refreeze. So chicken, salmon would probably be her best two proteins. I would go with a roasted potato, not a mashed potato, not a baked potato. The roasted potato will freeze a little bit nicer than everything else. And then you want to do more stalk-like vegetables. I would do whole carrots. I would do broccoli or broccolini.
Nice. Okay. Final question from our listeners. This came from Cameron and Danielle. Sorry, this came from Cameron and Danielle.
Okay.
And they said, we can't cook. Can you give us recipes with 2 or 3 ingredients that we can't screw up?
I'm going to go back to soups. I think soups are the most ideal thing for people who don't know how to cook, because literally you can put water or stock into a pot, season it with whatever herbs or seasonings you have in your pantry, and then just start adding things to it. Literally, it's the easiest thing. You can add canned beans, you can add fresh vegetables, you can add all of your vegetables that are turning. So you have these carrots that are getting a little, they're bending, they're not so good. They're still okay. Just throw them in a soup.
What you mentioned seasoning. So how do I know how much salt do I put in? How much oregano?
That's
What
to
the
your
hell?
palate.
How do you pronounce THYME? I don't know a lot about seasonings. What do you?
Okay. Well, if it's going to be a dried herb, you want to go easy on dry herbs. Dry herbs are very potent, hence the THYME time. That was our.
I'm like theme.
So like rosemary, parsley, basil, all of those dried herbs, use very conservatively. Start with a half a teaspoon. And then, like I said, as it starts cooking, taste. You want to constantly be tasting your food, because you know what? Don't ever over salt something, because you can't take it away. The only way to take it away is by adding potatoes. That'll absorb the salt. If you ever over salt something, that's a keynote for you guys to remember. If you ever over salt something, add starch, add potato. Other than that, start real light and then move into more seasonings to your taste, to your palate.
What is your favorite seasoning?
My favorite seasoning is garlic salt.
Yeah.
Lowry's garlic salt. People, I tell you, put it in everything. It's the best. It is my secret ingredient.
Okay. Yeah, so that was fun. That was questions from the audience. We're going to do that. We're going to open the door to that a little bit more in some of the
I love
future
that.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about your service industry friends. And speaking from experience, I've spoken to a few different people and we're talking about what to do right now. Everyone's at home. What do you do right now? Start a business, create a digital media campaign empire, so on and so forth. But when it all comes back out of this, there's a whole lot of the population that's going right back into the service industry. So let's talk to them about when they go back to work. What advice can you give to them that can help them possibly leverage into pursuing their dreams? Something like
definitely what you have to do, you guys, if this isn't really the kick in the butt to show you, save your money.
Yeah.
Save your money. Don't spend it on silly, frivolous things that don't have any value. And I think this is a good time to restart everyone's mental thought process to show them that, guess what? I didn't actually need to do all this all the time. Yes, we want to stay beautiful and we should, but we don't need to do all these extra little things that we always thought that we had to do. Even though we are going to be going back to work in a few months, still there is a shelf life to this industry. Save your money and be very proactive on your thought process. Make your proper contacts while you're in this amazing scene. Meet everyone you can meet. Be kind to everyone you can be kind to. Yeah. Because people don't forget how you treat them.
And for people that have aspirations to do something bigger, essentially networking, save your money.
Yes.
Don't blow it on stupid shit.
Yeah.
And you build your because not everybody wants to build a digital media campaign, and that's empire, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do right now. So we're all going to go back to work. We're all going to start our lives all over again.
Yeah.
But it really is key if you want to be a fashion designer and make t-shirts for a living or whatever. You obviously can't do that right now.
But you can. You can, though. You can start building a business plan. You can start building your ideas. There's so many things you can do right now. Don't binge watch Netflix. Use your time wisely.
But Tiger King.
Oh God. I couldn't get past episode 3. Maybe I'll give it another shot. But you want to know what I've done? And this is the honest to God truth, you guys. I have told myself that I cannot turn my TV on until 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's smart. You have to put boundaries.
You got to still pretend like you're working.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
you can't
working.
just Netflix and chill with your snacks and end up 500 pounds when you come out of this. And,
right?
And well, speaking about snacks, I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
First, about snacks. I love snacks.
Sure.
What types of snacks can we make with what we have in our house right now? Or we talked a lot about meals, but what about quick and easy snacks, munches that we're not diving into potato chips all the time?
Well, here's one that's a 3 ingredient snack. Like corn chips, shredded cheese, and salsa or jalapenos or both. Make yourself nachos. Easy. Lay them on a plate, sprinkle your cheese, pop it in the microwave, and you have a great warm snack. Because there's something about when it's warm, it's more comforting. So that's always my fun go-to snack. Honestly, buy the frozen pizzas. You have it readily available. Pop it in the oven. Those are always fun to have.
What about if I don't want to have a 7,000 calorie snack?
If you're calorie counting, a frozen grape is great because you feel like you're eating a frozen treat. You're curbing that sweet craving. And if you want wine and it's at room temp, throw frozen grapes in it. Brings it right up to that perfect cool temp without altering the flavor of your wine. So that's another fun thing to do.
Nice. Okay. All right. As we're talking, I was intending for this to be a really short podcast, but I think it's going to be longer and longer. Okay. I have two more questions.
Okay.
One, this is a personal question from my wife. It takes her a long time to cook things. It seems like what should be a 20-minute recipe takes an hour and change. And that time it's on a normal day, not counting this circumstance, it's tough to manage at home with the kids and so on. So for people that are cooking on the night of, that want to cook the day of, how do you take this thing of cooking and not make it a 3-hour process and make it a shorter process?
Well, this comes down to organization and time management. So what I always do, it's called mise en place in the culinary world, which means everything in its place. So before you even tackle anything, you want to prep everything prior to. If you're making pot roast, wash your carrots, celery, and your potatoes all at the same time. Set them out, dry them all at the same time. Start cutting all your veggies and then put them aside. All right. Then you're going to sear your meat or whatever it is you guys do when you make pot roast or whatever it is that you may do. You want to have everything that's on that recipe list, your ingredients, in front of you, ready to rock and roll. Because what takes you so long is when you're looking, you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot to grab the onion. And you've already cut all your veggies. And you go back and you're like, oh, man. So mise en place, everything in its place, ready to go. That'll save you an incredible amount of time. Now, if you have the time to cut and prep veggies the night before, bonus. Like once the kids go to sleep and you have that 1 hour where you feel like, all right, I have a little bit of me time, cut those veggies, put them in a baggie, pop it in the fridge. So on day of, when the kids, are yanking on you, want your attention and you're trying to cook, you're just throwing everything you already prepped the night before when they were sleeping into a pot.
That's interesting. So you don't have to, meal prepping doesn't necessarily mean making a meal for a month and leaving it in your freezer. You can actually prepare components of the meal to make the night of the meal happen much more efficiently.
It makes it so fluid. So as long as you get all of your ingredients and everything you need ready, you are so solid. And that 20-minute recipe is 20 minutes.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. There's so many of us at home now with our kids driving us absolutely bananas. We know we don't want to just throw Oreos in their face, right? We want them to be involved with, learning. We also want them to eat healthy. Can you give me some ideas of healthy, fun recipes that we can incorporate the kids in helping us prepare, that they might enjoy eating because it doesn't look like broccoli at the end or something like that?
If you have a cookie cutout, cut out some cute shapes of sandwiches. You could do veggies, cut veggies in the sticks. You can do hummus for a snack. I mean, as long as you present it in a really fun, creative way, kids are going to eat it. They may look at it and be like, scared, but if it's really cutely done, like make it look like a little face or something cute on the plate, they'll eat it.
I feel like kids like looking at the boxes and stuff that you're creating, and I forget what you called it, but like the creative design of food on a table.
Yeah.
I feel like kids are more likely to eat something that looks like that than what I put in front of my kids. My kids are like, I'm not eating that shit.
Well, yeah. You know what? We all eat with our eyes first. That goes for adults as well as kids. So keep that in mind. We eat with our eyes first. So if a kid's going to look at something,
make little faces out of the vegetables or something.
Yeah. take peanut butter and smack it inside some celery and do the little raisins or chocolate chips or something on it, make it look cute and be like, oh, ants on a log. And they're gonna be like, ooh, what's that? I mean, there's ways to present things and tell your kids things that will still make them be like, oh, that's cool.
Are there safe ways to incorporate your kids in cooking and teaching them lessons like how to measure things out and what how do we get kids involved in the kitchen to
You
teach
know
them?
what? It's funny because kids are bored right now and kids love learning and kids love being active. So if you bring them into the kitchen with you, and even if it's something as simple as, hey, can you help me wash this? You get them in there. Like I was telling you earlier, you get a big bowl and you do the baking soda and water and add all your fruit and veggies to it. When you add the vinegar to it, it bubbles up and kids are like, oh, cool. But yet they're washing and cleaning their veggies and you're showing them how to clean veggies,
Yeah.
food, like things that they want to eat. And when kids are involved in things like that, they're more intrigued and willing to eat what they just did. So get them involved in washing the veggies first. Get them involved with handing you some salt or even sprinkling it in your hand, and then you can add to what you want to your pot. Get them involved because kids really want to do it. They actually really enjoy it. If you are always the one back in the kitchen and letting them watch the TV, they got no interest because you're not involving them. Involve them. I guarantee you will see a difference and you will see that they want to be involved.
Yeah, that's really smart. All right,
Mhm.
awesome. This was really, really, really cool. And just to recap again, Jackie McMahon, Finesse Catering out in Las Vegas. They're doing stay at home, no contact meal delivery with awesome fun boxes right now with like popcorns and strawberries and meats and
Yeah.
cheeses and separate or all together.
It's
What?
everything you could ever want in these
Yeah,
fun packages, and they're so beautiful. So please check it out and support small businesses.
yeah. And you've updated your website. Is
Yes,
it
it is finesselv.com.
finesselv.com? Awesome. And then
Yes.
for the social, it's website finesselv.com. And Jackie is Lil Chef Jackie, which is
Jay.
LilChefJackie. Man, I have a hard time
Yes.
spelling my own name. I'm running through your
It's
social
all
media.
good. And then the finesse Instagram is at finesse, FINESSE, catering LV.
Thank you for doing that for me.
Thank you for having me
Jack, this is
again.
awesome. We'll
Thank
talk again
you.
soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Much love and stay safe and stay home. Let's get through this together.